Jai Shri Ram. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are enjoying all our sessions, which are happening very interesting and enhancing our knowledge from all the scholars who are coming from all over the world. Are you enjoying it? Yes. Thank you. Yeah, so now we would like to start our fourth session, and we feel it is very important to know about it. It's a human rights violation of Hindus around the world. For this important session, we have scholars. I would like to call upon the dais Shri Sradhanand Sital ji. He is a chairperson Global Human Rights Defense from Netherlands. Advocate Shashwat Parihar ji. He is advocate and registered patent agent from Bharat. Faqeer Shewa Kachhi ji. He is chair and founder Pakistan Darawar Ittehad from Pakistan. Shri Narad Adhikari ji. He is PRO, Global Bhutanese Hindu Organization from United States of America. Kindly give big applause for all of them. I kindly request now Shri Sradhanand Sital ji. Shri Sradhanand Sital ji has a chairperson of Global Human Rights Defense, GHRD, based in Netherlands. And he leads a team of over 81 full-time staff and trainees in Hague and worldwide. GHRD is a globally recognized organization holding United Nations Economic and Social Council status, passionately committed to advancing human rights with a focus with minority on rights. GHRD's mission centers on addressing human rights violations, especially in vulnerable minority communities. GHRD actively lobbies at the European Union, EU, and the United Nations, UN, to create positive change. And I would like to call upon Shri Sradhanand Sital ji to take further this session. So.
Namaskar. I want to say, and I want to share with you that we are successful as a Hindu, but we also fail. We are the only community that fail to protect our own people. And the reason is, I can say the good words that we are doing very well, but we are not doing well. And I think the biggest genocide for the last, let's say the last 120 years is only against Hindus. You see that our aim is to lobby on the international platform, because just sharing here will not help us. It's never going to help us, and it's the only way is to be there where you need to file your case. That's why my question in the previous session was, when Hindus going to participate actively on international platform? So, as you know that the facts is clear. The only thing is that the world don't talk about genocide of Hindus. And at this moment, I am, give this, yes. See, our vision and mission is very clear that we should have a focus. We don't do everything, but our focus should be very clear, and we don't talk about anything else than human rights. But saying about human rights is not a hobby. Adhikari is not a hobby. It's 24 hours work, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You cannot say, today I'm going to do human rights, tomorrow I'm going to go to have a celebration of after Diwali party. It's not. Because when you are actively in human rights, people depending on you, people wants to connect with you, and people are expecting that you're going to advocate for them. Can I have the next? As you see that our organization is established in The Hague, we have human rights investigation, lobby and networking, advocacy, empowerment, and education, but human rights education, not primary education. We educate people. The reason is when a person gets educated in human rights, it's a better human rights defender. I will tell you one thing, because most of the Hindus are forced to be a human rights defender. I have 80 people who are having human rights degree as a hobby. They are university student, but they don't know the human right. They don't have the human right experience. So, human right is very important to have a good education on human right. This logo you will see on the top is our newest, what we're going to launch, the Human Rights TV channel. The reason is, if you have a channel that highlights human rights violation, you don't have to wait for CNN, BBC, and any CTV that's going to highlight your problem. Because we Hindus should take care of our own problem. We are too much depending on Amnesty will do that, or Human Rights Watch will do that, and that is not the case. So we do interviews, report, articles, and videos. As you can see, we have a diverse team. Many sections, 80 people average working for us. We have a team in Geneva that do the active lobby for us. We have the European Union, and we have a media team. So human rights is very, you have to do it professionally. I will always ask myself that we always talk about dharma. In my view, dharma is not only puja part, but it's more than that. It's about taking care of each other. It's about taking care of the one who needs help and taking care of the nature, animal, and everything. But we suddenly said that I will not do the orders, I will just do the ghanti and the puja part. This is the country we are active in, and this is the country where we are actively working. And I will tell you one thing, that I have seen, experienced human rights violation in the Bhutanese camp that I visited with Narad Adhikari 20 years ago already. We had our first camp office in Kashmir Valley. We have an office in Faisalabad. But I will tell you, there are people here that are the first who can tell you what is human rights violation. They lost their family, they lost everything, they lost their dignity, and they in need, and they need your support. Not only GHRD. I'm talking about the genocide recently happened in Sri Lanka. As you know, there are so many widows, they don't know where their husbands are. And we are not even care about it. And in Pakistan, yearly, our report said that 10,000 girls are missing, kidnapped, raped, abducted, sold in China. We found Hindu girls sold in China, in Afghanistan. This is what is happening. And we all gonna listen, and then we go home, watch the Kapil Sharma show, and this is our life. Because we don't take responsibility. I will tell you one thing, you kill one Christian and the whole world gets upset. Now the Palestinian is on attack. Whole world is protesting for the Palestinian. And what we Hindu do, we don't have time. As I told you, I sent the message to the terrorists in Pakistan, don't attack Hindus midweek because they don't have time to come to protest. So we are lazy, we are very egoistic, and we are not taking care of our people. We think the white people do it for you, the Christian will not do it for you, the Muslim will not do it for you. And I told the people in Pakistan also, and the people in Sri Lanka, and don't count on the people of India, they're going to come and help you. Let them help themselves first, and then we will talk about it. And I always say as a dharmic, that if the people from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Hindu, when they die, they will get mukti, because they live between the enemies and still maintain their religion. And that is their strength. And I really want to say that human right is not a hobby, it's a serious practice, and we need help. You all can help. You don't have to be a lawyer. But human right is very important to be active. The King Ashoka was the first one who wrote the Declaration of Human Rights. 1945, The Western wrote the Human Rights Declaration, but it's only half what King Ashoka has been mentioned that time. So we invented Manodikar, but we lost it. The reason is it don't pay good. We cannot make money with Manodikar because human rights don't pay. I will tell you one thing, that we are 23 years in the field. In the 23 years, the maximum donation I got from Hindu was 4,000 euro till now. Christians are donating, Muslims are donating, non-believers are donating. But if I would put a tikka, put a chutki, I will get more money. Because we don't want to invest in that kind of, but we need the human right, because we Hindus are all equally responsible for the genocide of the Hindus. Listening, seeing, not doing anything, make you responsible. And that is where we're going to pay with our karma. And don't think money will help you get down or your best IT company. We are responsible for that because we did not do anything. And we don't have time, but I request you all, you still can help. Listen to the people, they will explain to you. I'm the fourth generation out of India. I did not have this human rights violation experience. When I saw that what's happened in Bangladesh and what's happened in Sri Lanka, in Pakistan, and in other countries, I'm really get depressed. I'm thinking about it. Where are the Hindus that call themselves Aryaputra? Where is God lost? We should take it up and we should claim that we want to protect our own people. Don't let your duty go to somebody else, because the white people get your karma. Thank you.
Namaste. Would like to introduce our panelist, Advocate Shashwat Pariharji. He is trustee, Center for Democracy, Pluralism and Human Rights, CDPHR. Shashwat Pariharji is a practicing advocate and a registered patent agent. He holds law degree from the IIT Kharagpur. During his student's tenure, he actively participated in Shewa initiatives and other nationalist activities. In his professional capacity, he diligently represents clients before Bharat's Honorable Supreme Court at High Courts, Company Law Tribunal, and intellectual property offices. Additionally, as a dedicated trustee member of the Center for Democracy, Pluralism and Human Rights, Shashwat passionately working to protect Hindu voices and rights, especially in countries where Hindus are a minority like Pakistan and Bangladesh. Welcome, Advocate Shashwat Pariharji.
Human rights are something inherent to every human being. And our scriptures also say that samta sarvabhuteshu etad muktasya lakshanam. Anyone who is free practices equality among all. So these countries who says that they are free, they are democratic, they are secular, and they are all, they should also do the same thing. And it is expected from them that equality is practiced among all of them who are living within that country. Now, the global positioning of Hindus, can we have the next? We can see the global positioning of Hindus. We Hindus are mostly concentrated in South Asian region, particularly the Indian subcontinent. However, now as a global diaspora, we form a good number in other countries also and contribute to the economic and social significance in all the countries. However, Hindus are a minority, as I said, in most of the parts, and the majority countries being, next slide please, Bharat, Nepal and Mauritius. Now, where we are minorities, the Hindus are minorities, who are the targeted groups? Whom the Majority population targets is women, children, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. And this can be well seen in the region which is the neighborhood to India and in the Indian subcontinent, particularly Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan. Many of us don't know this, that Bhutan has also seen persecution in 1990s, wherein the Hindus have been persecuted. My fellow panelists will be talking about this in more described manner. Now, the major challenges that are faced by Hindu society as a minority in the countries are forced conversion, the temples are desecrated, sexual assaults, targeted killing, and large-scale mob violence. It is not the case that Hindus face this in the Indian subcontinent only, other than India. In Europe, in Canada, in Australia also, we can see that there is mob violence, there is mob lynching against the Hindus that is happening. And when we see some of the case study of Malaysia. So Malaysia is a country in the Malayan Peninsula, nearby India, and near to Thailand also, wherein Malayan Muslim population is in majority. Now, there is a political discrimination that is happening against the Hindus, the social discrimination happening. Even the Malaysians have described Bhumiputras as people who practice Muslim in this Malaysia are known as Bhumiputras, and in that manner, they discriminate Hindus socially and politically, and as well as economically. In Afghanistan and Pakistan, the situation are worst. And we always hear the news about that. We are well aware. Talking much about and going by the slides will not serve any purpose. This maximum oppression of the Hindus happens in these two Muslim-dominated countries. Now, in Sri Lanka also, as Sradhanand sir was also speaking about it, we had the Hindus population, particularly the Tamil Hindus, have been victim of politics. The Buddhists there are oppressing them. Despite all the civil war and all having reached its end, the justice to the population, the Hindu population, the Tamil Hindu population, has not reached yet. In Europe also, the legal status of religion in many countries has not been given to the Hindus. Hindu marriage, Hindu temple, and Hindu schools have no legal recognitions. In very recent event, last year in Leicester, UK, we have seen discrimination and oppression of the Hindus in United Kingdom in a province named Leicester. I'll just go through the event as to what happened. There was an India-Pakistan match. After that, a mob violence broke out. The mob went into the temple, they desecrated it. And Hindus were in very bad condition in that particular region. As a trustee of CDPHR, we initiated a fact-finding committee to go there and find as to what had happened. We found that there are ghettos of people who migrated from East Pakistan region, that is Bangladesh and Pakistan, and are residing in Leicester. And that was the reason which led to that operation, which led to that violence after that cricket match. The fact-finding report was launched by one of the Conservative Party MP in London, and he also accepted the thing that happened, the operation that happened in that particular Leicester region by a majority religion who migrated mostly from Pakistan and Bangladesh. In North America and Australia also, we see that Sikhs are being attacked, the anti-Bharat slogans are being raised, the Khalistan movement is there, and the government doesn't come forward and raise voice against it, raise voice for Hindus, for the oppression that happens against the Hindus. The government doesn't come forward. Now, this makes us reach to the United Nations. In past years, we practiced one thing, that we should petition to the United Nations as to all the human rights violation that is happening against the Hindus, and document all the things and present it before the United Nations as well as the Office of Human Rights Commissioner. However, much action is not being seen from their side. They give statements saying that the oppression of Hindu is not good, equality should be there and all. But in practice, that is not seen. And one of the main reasons which I see for that is in lobbying, we are very weak before the United Nations organizations. Now, role of Bharat. Role of Bharat, the Hindus across the world see toward Bharat as Bharat will be speaking for them. And it does. But that requires a lot of political willpower. And the changing global perspective and the political perspective in India has served a lot. We are raising voices. The Indian High Commissions now raise voices for any activities which are done against the Hindus, which were not seen in the past. But yet, a lot needs to be done. We need support of all the organizations, the academicians across the world, to raise their voices for common Hindu causes, for the operations that is happening against the Hindus. Every Hindus, wherever they are across the world, they should have this feeling of brotherhood and speak against the oppressions happening in any part of the world against the Hindus. Now, the way forward is what I said: Samanvay, coordination. Coordination among all the organization. This is the organizational conference that I am speaking in. And here I call out for that. Without the coordination between all the organization and a common voice raised by everyone, we will not be able to achieve justice for the Hindus who have been facing persecution in the past, and today, in today's world also, and in the countries which declared themselves and say that they are most secular and democratic. We need to raise issues with the United Nations, WHCR. The media needs to play a role. Many people say, and Sradhanand sir also said, that we should not look towards CNN and Amnesty International and all that they will come forward. We should least expect from them. But now in the age of social media, we are all journalists. We are Narads. And we can make our voices reach to the masses through these social media platforms, YouTube, and many others. The brotherhood sense should prevail everywhere. And lastly, the message of Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Masyad should prevail everywhere. And this is what human rights is all about. Thank you.
Thank you, Shashwat Parihar. Yes, he highlighted a few things. That is one, that you should know that the mission behind it, the targeting of women and children in certain countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, because when you target the women, the society go down. It's happened everywhere. It's happened in the past also. So I think you should be aware about it, that this kind of happened in Bangladesh, happened in Sri Lanka also, it's still happening in Sri Lanka and Pakistan, and also in Bangladesh still happening. We call it silent genocide. Yes, why he said about the UN is not taking it up. I will tell you one thing, that the UN never takes things up. When the pressure from the community comes, then the UN act. Like why the UN is taking up the Palestinian issue, because the whole Arab world is protesting. We don't put pressure on any international organization, and that is why you highlighted very well. We need to work more lobby, and we need to work together. I think one of the work is how Hindus can work together. We are here working together, but when we are outside, we don't work together. And that is our weakness. Again, even if a Hindu is working more actively, you will become a fundamental Hindu by your own community. I think what he also said, that we should be more action-driven. We are very, very, I think we are smart. Indians are very smart, Hindus. They are the best, richest people, but we are not action driven and we don't act for ourselves how to make more money. We are very active, but how to help others, we are very lazy. That's our weakness. But hopefully after this conference, we joined and talk about it. Because after this, if we don't work together, then we fail. And this trip for me coming to Bangkok is a waste of my money. Thank you.
So now I would like to introduce our hero, that Shri Faqeer Sewaram Kachhi ji, Chairman and Founder, Pakistan, Darawar, Ittehad, Pakistan. Shri Faqeer Sewaram Kachhi ji is the Chairman and Founder of the Minority Rights Organization, Pakistan, Darawar, Ittehad, a prominent organization which is working for minorities in Sindh, Pakistan, fighting for equal rights of religious minorities. The organization is working against the injustice of kidnapping of minor girls from the minority Hindu community in Sindh, marriages after conversion of religions, and for the rights of the minority community. Their peaceful struggle is that they should be considered as equal citizens of Pakistan, and they wanted to get legitimate rights. I would like to welcome Shri Faqeer Sewaram Kachhi ji.
थैंक यू. नमस्ते, जय श्री राम. मेरा नाम फ़कीर शेवाराम कच्छी है. मैं चेयरमैन माइनॉरिटी राइट्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पाकिस्तान दरावाड़ इत्तेहाद से ताल्लुक़ है मेरा. और मैं सिंध धरती से हूँ. सिंध धरती वहाँ जहाँ मोहनजोदड़ो 5000 साल पुरानी एक तारीख़ है. मैं वहाँ का एक दरावड़ आप सबसे मुखातिब हूँ. और मैं शुक्रगुज़ार हूँ, बड़ा आभारी हूँ वर्ल्ड हिंदू कांग्रेस का कि जिन्होंने मुझे आज इतने बड़े मंच पे अपनी बात करने का मुझे मौका दिया. पाकिस्तान जहाँ अभी इस वक्त मौजूदा तकरीबन 8 मिलियन के करीब हमारी हिंदू कम्युनिटी है, 8 मिलियन, उसमें आप 95% जो है ना वो शेड्यूल कास्ट हिंदू जाति से वाबस्ता लोग रहते हैं. और उनमें अक्सरियत उन लोगों की वो हारी हैं, मज़दूर हैं. उनके पास रहने के लिए, अपने रहने के लिए या घर बनाने के लिए अपनी ज़मीन तक नहीं है. उनमें से अगर हम 8 मिलियन हिंदूज़ की बात करें, उसमें से 95% लोग जो हैं उनके पास अपनी ज़मीनें नहीं हैं, अपने घर नहीं हैं, तालीम एजुकेशन उनके पास नहीं है. वो हारी और मज़दूर हैं. इसी वजह से उनकी मुआशी हालात बहुत तंग हैं. और हम इसके लिए पाकिस्तान दरावड़ इत्तेहाद ने बड़ी एक कोशिश की कि इन लोगों में एक शऊर जागरूकता हम दें, अवेयरनेस दें कि ये लोगों को एजुकेशन की तरफ आएँ, अपने बिज़नेस की तरफ आएँ. अगर देखा जाए एजुकेशन में तो हमारी हिंदू कम्युनिटी में 2% लोग ऐसे हैं कि जिनके पास एजुकेशन है, बाकी कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं है या अपना बिज़नेस उनके पास नहीं है. तो वहाँ हमारे सोशल इश्यूज़ भी सिंध के अंदर, पाकिस्तान के अंदर बहुत सारे. हमारे दरावड़ इत्तेहाद पाकिस्तान ने 2018 से उसका क़याम हुआ. और पाकिस्तान के अंदर ये वाहिद तंजीम है जिसमें लाखों की तादाद में इस वक्त मौजूदा मेंबरशिप हज़ारों लाखों की तादाद में है. और ऑन द रिकॉर्ड हमारी हिंदू बिरादरी से जहाँ भी जब भी जुल्म और नाइंसाफ़ी हुई है तो हज़ारों की तादाद में लोग वहाँ जमा किए और उनकी आवाज़ बने और उनको इंसाफ लेकर दिया. अभी अनकरीब आपने देखा था कुछ महीने पहले ही, तो उसमें सिंध असेंबली के आगे पाकिस्तान बनने के 76 ईयर्स में कभी भी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि हिंदू बिरादरी के हज़ारों लोग, 10,000 प्लस लोग जो हैं वो हमने सिंध असेंबली के आगे जमा किए और अपने जायज़ मुतालबात मनवाए. तो ये हमारा एक काम था. वहाँ हमारी एक बड़ा इशू है पाकिस्तान के अंदर, जिसमें हिंदू बच्चियों का अपहरण या उनकी मज़हब तब्दील के जो मामलात हैं. तो उस पर हमने सबसे ज़्यादा हमारा जो काम है वो उस पर है. मज़हब तब्दीली के जो मामलात हैं, कन्वर्जन के जो मामलात हैं, उसमें यही वाहिद तंजीम है दरावड़ इत्तेहाद पाकिस्तान जिसने ऑन द रिकॉर्ड वो चीज़ें सारी मीडिया के अंदर मौजूद हैं. हमने उन बच्चियों को वापस लाया और अपने वर्षा के हवाले किया. तो इस तरह से ये एक पाकिस्तान के अंदर, एक इस्लामिक कंट्री के अंदर एक बच्ची जाए जिसका मज़हब भी तब्दील हो जाए और आप जो है ना एक तंजीम आए और गवर्नमेंट से, इदारों से बात करके और इन बच्चियों को अपने हवाले. तो हम ये काम कर रहे हैं. उसमें देखें, उसमें पाकिस्तान की जो गवर्नमेंट है इस वक्त मौजूदा, जो हालात हैं उसमें हमारे वहाँ के जो कानूनी इदारे हों या गवर्नमेंट हो, मुकम्मल हमारे साथ ताउन कर रही है। एक यहाँ एक मैसेज बाहर दिया जाता है कि सिंध की, पाकिस्तान की, मैं एक ज़ुमेयार तंजीम का जो है चेयरमैन ये बात कर रहा हूँ कि इस वक्त जो बाहर एक मैसेज दिया जाता है कि पाकिस्तान के अंदर हालात इतने बुरे हैं कि लोग अपने मजहबी त्यौहार तक नहीं मना सकते, तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। और मेरे हिंदू लोग, जो मेरे हिंदू कम्युनिटी के लोग हैं जो परेशान होते हैं, मैं उनको बता देता हूँ कि ऐसे हालात बुरे नहीं हैं कि हम वहाँ अपने मजहबी त्यौहार न मनाएं। आप मेरी ट्विटर अकाउंट देखें, फेसबुक पेजेस देखें, आपको अभी इस दिवाली पे आप देखें तो कितनी आज़ादी से हमने दिवाली मनाई है, वीडियोज़ आपके पास मौजूद है। अब बुरे लोग या अच्छे लोग हर मुआशरे में हैं, हर मुल्क के अंदर हैं। कुछ तादाद ऐसे लोगों की है, उन कुछ लोगों की वजह से हम सबको बुरा नहीं कह सकते। उन थोड़े से लोगों की वजह से हम सब ये नहीं कह सकते सब बुरा है। बहुत कुछ अच्छा भी है, कुछ बुरा भी है। ये हर कंट्री का मसला है, ये मुआशरती मसला है और हर मज़हब के अंदर ये मामलात हैं। लेकिन हमें समझना पड़ेगा, ये भी मैं नहीं कहता कि कुछ भी नहीं, ये तो मैं नहीं कह रहा, लेकिन हालात हैं। तो अभी हुकूमत और इदारे हमारे साथ भरपूर उसमें ताउन कर रहे हैं और मेरी हिंदू कम्युनिटी के जो लोग पूरी दुनिया में रह रहे हैं उनकी भी वो राब्ते में रहते हैं, वो हमसे पूछते रहते हैं, वो हमें सपोर्ट भी करते हैं। मैं उनका भी आभारी हूँ और शुक्रगुजार भी हूँ। और मैं यहाँ वर्ल्ड हिंदू कांग्रेस से और इसमें आए हुए और लोगों से, यहाँ जो हमारे जो वर्ल्ड हिंदू कांग्रेस के या और कुछ हैं, उन सब से गुजारिश है, विनती है कि आप अगर पाकिस्तानी हिंदूज़ की हमारी हेल्प करना चाहते हैं तो हमारे लोगों के अंदर एजुकेशन नहीं है, हमारे लोगों के पास लैंड ज़मीन नहीं है रहने के लिए, उनके पास सेहत अच्छी नहीं है, तो इसमें आप हेल्प करें। बाकी जो हालात हैं वो गवर्नमेंट भी देख रही है। बाकी और जो बाहर के देखें, इस वक्त मौजूदा ये है कि बाहर के इंटरनेशनल जो हैं हमारी गवर्नमेंट पाकिस्तान पे, उसके भी प्रेशर्स हैं कि भाई माइनॉरिटीज़ के वहाँ काफ़ी इश्यूज़ हैं। देखिए इश्यूज़ हुए थे लेकिन इस वक्त मौजूदा वो हालात नहीं है। इसीलिए हमें सबको जो इस बात पे ज़रूर सोचना चाहिए। तो इस तरह से बात करना, इश्यूज़ उठाना कि बहुत बड़ा जुल्म और नाइंसाफ़ी इतनी है कि हिंदूज़ चल नहीं सकते, अगर ऐसा कुछ होता तो 8 मिलियन हिंदू वहाँ रहते नहीं, सारे के सारे भाग जाते हैं। और हमारी जो मैं अपने मुल्क की तरफ से, पाकिस्तान की तरफ से हमेशा एक ही अमन का पैगाम देते हैं और सब दुनिया से, पूरी दुनिया से ये गुजारिश करेंगे कि अमन से रहें, सुकून से रहें और जंगों से इंसानियत ख़त्म होती है, लोग कत्ल होते हैं और नस्लें ख़त्म हो जाती हैं। इसीलिए हमें अमन से रहना होगा और हम पाकिस्तान और इंडिया के अच्छे ताल्लुकात की भी तवक्का करते हैं, क्योंकि ये मुल्क एक ही थे, इनका बंटवारा हुआ और इस बंटवारे की वजह से आज हमारे बीच इतने हालात बुरे हो गए हैं कि हम इतना अपने आप को एक दूसरे को बुरा भला कहते हैं कि बस बात ही छोड़ दें। कि यहाँ इतना दिखावा दिया जाता है कि वो बस हमारे दुश्मन हैं, हम उनके दुश्मन हैं। तो इस तरह से नहीं होना चाहिए, हमें अमन का पैगाम देना चाहिए। मैं अपने मुल्क की तरफ से अमन का पैगाम देता हूँ और इंडियन गवर्नमेंट, पाकिस्तान गवर्नमेंट से रिक्वेस्ट भी करता हूँ कि खुदारा आप अमन चाहें और इस दोनों ममालिक की जो अवाम है वो अमन चाहती है और एक दूसरे से आना जाना चाहते हैं। और दूसरी एक रिक्वेस्ट है मेरी इंडियन गवर्नमेंट से, इस मंच से मैं गवर्नमेंट से, कि आप खोखरा पार से जो ट्रेन सर्विस चल रही थी, ट्रेन सर्विस वो बंद हो गई है। खोखरा पार मोनाबाव से उसे खोला जाए, क्योंकि हमारी हिंदू कम्युनिटी के जो गरीब लोग हैं वो अपने धर्मी जो इंडिया के लिए आते थे कि भाई हम जाएं, इंडिया घूमें, वहाँ अपनी धार्मिक जगहें देखें, तो अब वो नहीं पहुँच सकते, फिर पंजाब वाघा बॉर्डर था। इसीलिए आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि ये प्लीज़ इस पर आप लाज़िम जो है ना काम कीजिएगा और ये हमारी एक रिक्वेस्ट। शुक्रिया, थैंक यू, जय श्री राम।
Thank you, Faqeer, Shewa, Ram. He explained about the situation of the Sindhi. And the Sindhi people are suffering very much from the majority. And I think, you know that in Sindh, there is a, how you call it, bounded labor, means that you will be slave forever. All the Sindhi people are part of that. He said about that the Sindhi people is living in good relationship with the Pakistani, the majority. Um, I'm just saying that I cannot state it. But later on, I will come back on this. Before, I think, yes, of course, two countries should be peaceful next to each other. Thank you.
Srimad Narad M. Adhikari ji, he is PRO Global Bhutanese Hindu Organization from United States of America. Narad ji is represented human rights and political activities hailing from Bhutan. He has been a vocal advocate for repatriation of Bhutanese refugees to their home state with equality, freedom, safety, and dignity. Despite multiple unsuccessful attempts with the governments of Nepal and India, Naradji and around 1 lakh other Bhutanese refugees lost hope for repatriation. As a result, Naradji made the decision to resettle in United States, where he is now a citizen residing in Pennsylvania with his family. I would like to call upon Shri Naradji to mention about his.
Namaste. Please accept my warm greetings on behalf of my 30-member delegates from the United States of America, the great country which was blessed by Swami Vivekananda. Mr. Chair and the speakers on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking on the violation of human rights in Bhutan against the Bhutanese Hindus. Bhutan is a tiny Himalayan country. It is sandwiched between China in the north and Bharat in the south. Its population is approximately 0.8 million, out of which 25% are Hindus after the eviction, mass eviction in 1990s. Next, please. So, it was in 1907, the Wangchuk dynasty was established in Bhutan after ending the theocratical rule of the religious leader. And the establishment of the Wangchuk dynasty was also the discrimination against the Nepali Hindus in Bhutan, because the monarchy never wanted to recognize the Hindus in Bhutan. So the present king is the fifth king in the Wangchuk dynasty. The system of government at present is constitutional monarchy, so-called constitutional monarchy under the parliamentary democracy. The democracy was in Bhutan demanded by the people in 1990s, but those who demanded democracy in Bhutan were either in prison, tortured, killed, and evicted from the country. It was in 1908, the government, the king, the fourth king of Bhutan, he abdicated in favor of the so-called democracy. The democracy is not by the people, for the people, or of the people. It is by the people, of the people, it's by the king, of the king, and for the king. It proves that the constitution written by under the command of the king says, under the article 216E says, the Druk Gyalpo, that's the king of Bhutan, in exercise of his royal prerogative, may exercise powers relating to matters which are not for under the constitution or other laws, which means the king is above the constitution, becoming more authoritarian than the so-called democratic. So it was in 1952, the third king ascended in the throne, and he declared the formation of National Assembly, declaring that people's participation is important in the nation building and policy making. However, he continued to command, and everything remained under his command. It was an exercise of almost like 6 years. It was 1958. The first law, the citizenship law of Bhutan, was enacted. No other laws were there in the country. whatever king says is to be the law of the country. Even today, that's continuing. Next, please. So, the Citizenship Act of 1958 was amended in 1985, adding more very harsh policies against the Hindus in Bhutan by declaring, which is a violative of Article 2 of the UDHR, because the Article 2 of the UDHR says that everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in the declaration, in the UDHR, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That was not protected under this Citizenship Act. In addition to the numerous policies against the Hindus enacted by the king and implemented in the country, were one nation, one people policy, under which the people were asked to wear only one dress that is worn by the king, speak only one language that is the national language of the country called Jonka, follow only one religion that is Hinduism. So those are the very violative of Article 1 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which says all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reasons and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. So it also declared that the Hindu Nepalis are Lochampas in Bhutan, which means the king was trying to eliminate the roots of the identity of the ethnic Nepalis. They started changing their districts' names, village names, from previously used by the Hindus, Nepali Hindus in Bhutan, which is violative of Article 12 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which says, no one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family, home, or correspondence. So, the draconian rules of the king of Bhutan continue to violate the population of the peace-loving Hindu populations in the country by implementing a number of other policies like Green Belt policy and the land survey, which was also against the ethnic Nepalis. That was violative of Article 7 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which says all are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection. Bhutan is the member of the United Nations, UN. It became a member in 1971, pledging its commitment to uphold the universal values of human rights. But that was never respected in Bhutan. Next, please. So, the people of Bhutan have to appeal to the king, come out of the home in the street and make peaceful appeal to the king. However, the appeal of the king was against the policy of the king, the command of the king, which was termed as an act of treason. And because of this, the mass arrest, inhuman torture, rampant, eviction from the country, and putting behind the prisons started in the country. The peace-loving people have no choice but to look for the avenue where they can find shelter and means of survival and have to flee from the country. So, yes, please, next. So, Bhutan is, as I said, it's a landlocked country. It's a tiny Himalayan country sandwiched between the Bharat and China. With China, Bhutan doesn't have any diplomatic or any relationship. So it is Bharat, which is the first country of asylum. The then government of Bharat, when we arrived in India, denied the asylum in India under the pretext of the 1949 treaty, Article 7, and the amended treaty of 2007, Article 5, which says, Bhutanese subject residing in Bharat, Bharatiya territories shall have equal justice with Bharatiyas subjects. So that is the violative of Article 14 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which says everyone has the right to seek and to enjoy in other countries asylum from persecution. Can you please go back? So 1/6 of the total population from a small country with a small population, 1/6 of the total population have to flee from the country looking for safety, security, shelter, and survival. So the newly formed democracy in Nepal, who have also fought against the absolute monarchy, offered to provide the shelter, invited the UNHCR and provide humanitarian services, which was supportive for them to at least live there in Nepal. So you can see in the picture, which you can see here clearly shows that at the beginning, there were no shelter. People from Bhutan were in the high altitude. They have to come down to the lowland, very hot and humid places. So when they started the camps, you could see the blue camps. They are very hot. Many people, especially the children, were dying every day because of the climatic change. More than 30, 40 children and elderly people were dying at that time. It was turned into a little better. Can you? Yeah, those camps, and then it was at the bank of river Mechi, and from there it went to river, the other camps. No, I'm done? Okay, just 2 minutes, please. Yes, the fires in the camps, you could see, those are the, efforts attempt by the rural regime's agent to destroy all the documentary evidences, and that happened several times. These are the camp lives. You could see people are trying, children are living in the shelter. I'm grateful to the chair who visited these camps physically in 2007, and he has seen all this. Can you please go next? Okay. So resettlement in 2008, the resettlement started for the refugees because we are not able to go back to Bhutan. It was the government of the United States which actually coordinated with the other countries like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Norway, Netherlands, Denmark, and the United Kingdom to solve this problem under this burden sharing solution. So there are still 2 camps remaining. You can see in the picture, 7,000 refugees are still there, and this problem is not solved. They are waiting for the solution. All international support has been stopped, and there is still a problem going on. Next, please. So in the US, we have a largest population. We have a lot of challenges of language barrier, not finding the place of religions, and there are so many other challenges. Next, please. So this problem is not solved yet, and we have to, we can recognize easily from the country of gross national happiness, the country which is called the gross national happiness, where even the street dogs smiles. That's what the Prime Minister of Bhutan says. I don't know how he knew that the dogs are smiling. But in the country of Buddha Dharma, the Hindus are discriminated, and there is so much of violation. Democracy is just a mockery, and I watch the international community. Next, please. I'm finishing in 1 minute. Yes. So I have few appeal to the international community. Number one is to condemn the Bhutan's behavior against the Lhotshampa Hindus, raise this issue with the international community in favor of refugees in the camp. And we have political prisoners in the camp. We appeal to the international community to advocate for their release from the jail, and also urge the government of Bhutan and Nepal to continue the negotiation and solve the problem. Bharat has a very important role to play, so we urge the government of Bharat to help resolve this problem. And last but not the least, we have established Om Center Divyadham under the Bhutanese, Global Bhutanese Hindu Organization in Ohio. Please help us to establish Divyadham. We are at the beginning. We just bought the land last year. Thank you so much for this time once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Narad ji. Yes, we are working for a long time together. The paradise in the Himalayas can be also a terror. That's the fact that we see, and the discrimination, as per the articles Narad said from the UN, yeah, the treaties was also signed by Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India. If you don't follow them, then you can see that nothing is happening from the UN. Again, he mentioned, see, discrimination, exclusion, and human rights violation is not only physical, but can be also more like you cannot speak your own language, you cannot dress what you want, you are not free to move, means that that is one way to destroy your culture. And I think that should be, we should know that the Bhutanese are they suffered in the refugee camps for a long time in Nepal. And unfortunately, I can also share with Narad that almost 80% of the Bhutanese who came as a refugee in the Netherlands, again targeted by the Christians to convert it to Christianity. So it's an ongoing process that the Hindus are continuous target even when they are in a safe country. Thank you. Yeah, sorry. We're going to start a Q&A now, and I would request everyone keep it short, keep it to the topic, and just point out who you want to answer your question.
Namaste. Thank you so much for the panel and all the information. I did not know about Bhutan, so it's really good to learn and educate myself. I just wanted to know what actionable steps can we take as organizations beyond the WHC? Because if we don't have a long-term plan and any steps and tangible goals, next WHC we're going to be talking about the same thing. So what would you recommend for us to actually have some progress and collaborate outside of this platform in the long run, and what exactly are those things we can do? Thank you.
So you want to answer?
Yeah.
Namaste.
The role of other organizations, as I also mentioned in my presentations, that we need a collaborative effort. If some organization is moving forward in a way to help the Hindus in some other countries, we should raise a common voice. See, we need to act as a pressure group. The pressure group, we should pressurize the international institutions in such a manner that they are forced to take some step, be it in any manner. So this is one of the collaborative effort we need to take. And exactly the situation is that every organization should work independently, but towards a common goal, and which should confluence at one place and create a bigger effect. Yeah. That's the main reason. When we complain about media, I'm reiterating it. Now we are all media person. The social media is in our hand, the mobile is in our hand. We can create effect through reels, through YouTube, through anything.
I think it's answered.
And Sradhanand sir, I think will add to it because
yes, absolutely, because we have limited time, and I think the most important is we have questions that can mobilize us better. The madam.
Namaste. My name is Biplab De from Bangladesh. We who are in Bangladesh know how human rights are constantly violated. Every day, girls and boys are being converted into Muslim in the trap of profit, love jihad. Besides, Hindus are believed in Islamic festivals or mahfils. Hindus' houses are burnt and people are killed by spreading rumors on Facebook. Currently, Hindus are being held in jail by the threat of digital security law.
Yes. What is your
How can we work against this globally? Besides, how can this forum help us?
Yeah. I think we will, I will keep it in the closing session. Yes, please, sir.
I have a question for our Pakistani gentleman. We have 5 crore people have come, Muslims have come from Bangladesh and other countries in West Bengal, and they have been staying in India. Why can't we, these Hindu laborers can be brought into India and give them the job when we can observe 5 crore from Bangladesh and other countries? So why Hindus are suffering in those conditions? Why can't we talk to government and bring all of them in here and observe them in India?
Please translate.
I think but I would say, see, the question is very clear. I will, if you allow me, I think bringing such a huge amount, sir, I will explain to you, in India, there are a small group of Sindhi refugees, and they are living in desert. Nobody take care of them. How are you going to take care of such a big amount? Keep it short, sir.
शुक्रिया. देखें, आपने पूछा कि बांग्लादेश से लोग इंडिया आ रहे हैं और पाकिस्तान के जो हैं वो क्यों नहीं इंडिया आ जाते. तो देखें, अभी 8 मिलियन लोग हैं वहाँ हिंदूस. जब बंटवारा हुआ था तो कितने थे? तो अभी लाजिम है कि लोग माइग्रेट काफ़ी कर चुके हैं, काफ़ी लोग माइग्रेट कर चुके हैं. तो अब देखें, देखें वो माइग्रेट हो चुके हैं. अभी देखें, गवर्नमेंट किसी को ये नहीं कह रही है कि आप मुल्क छोड़ें. गवर्नमेंट किसी को नहीं कहती है कि आप मुल्क छोड़ें. अब किसी की मर्जी है, माइग्रेट करके लोग यूरोप भी जा रहे हैं, दुबई भी जा रहे हैं. अगर इंडिया कोई खुशी से जाना चाहता है तो हमें कोई एतराज़ नहीं है उसमें.
My question is here. My question to Adhikari ji. I am Dhaval Joshipura from Houston, Texas, USA. Many refugees from Tibet, many Tibetans and Bhutanese, they have come to USA on refugee visa. US government gives help for first 6 months. After that, they have to manage themselves, right?
Yes.
I am from VHPA, Vishwa Hindu Parishad of America. We will definitely try to help you to retain our dharma, right? So please come forward to us and we'll definitely try to help you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Vijaya Sharma from Myanmar. So we are talking about the global issue, and I've seen the list of the 10 countries which you are helping, but none of the conferences I've attended mention about Myanmar. We have like about 15 to 20 lakhs Hindus in Myanmar. Yeah. Those, we don't have many of Hindus, they don't have identity card, although they were born in Myanmar. So I request the Global Hindu Organization or United Nations to put anyhow at any pressure that those who are born in Burma, Hindus, to get the identity card. Because without that, we are not able to apply for passport. We can't go to college. We can't like do anything. The situation is worse than Pakistan over there, those who don't have the identity card.
I can assure you, if you meet me afterward, we will definitely work with you.
Sure, thank you.
Namaste, my name is Praveena Mittal and I've come from Perth, Australia. My question or remark to the Pakistani gentleman is, I think this is not really the forum to say that people have migrated. Have they really migrated? There is official evidence, numbers given on the Pakistani media, on your websites, on social media, you can find that 1,000 Hindu and Christian, of course Christian is a far smaller minority, girls are being forcefully converted every month. Minimum of 1,000 girls every year is the official figure. The unofficial figure is far greater. And there are, I collaborated with Chingari, which is the organization that's working for protecting the rights of Hindu girls in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. And this is complete.
What is your question?
This is not a question, this was a thing. I know I'm not supposed to be doing that, but we all have reacted in a similar manner that this was incorrect to say that they have migrated.
We want to
सर 2 मिनट मैं सिर्फ जवाब देना चाहूँगा. सर प्लीज़ मुझे 2 मिनट. देखें मैम, ऐसा जैसे दिखाया जा रहा है कि आप बोल रहे हैं हज़ारों की तादाद में बच्चियों को हर मंथ या हर ईयर में जो है ना कन्वर्ट किया जा रहा है. अगर ऐसा होता हज़ारों की तादाद में तो अब 8 मिलियन लोग क्यों होते? देखिए वाक़यात हो रहे हैं, मैं नहीं कहता कि कन्वर्जन नहीं हो रहा है. होता है लेकिन इतना नहीं है। मैं आपको 2022 की हमने रिपोर्ट बनाई थी, वो मेरे आप देख सकते हैं जो है ना पड़ी हुई है अभी भी, आप मेरे पेजेस पे या आप गूगल पे सर्च करेंगे कि आपको मिल जाएगी। उसमें 200 और 164 जो है 2022 में केसेस हुए थे
Sir, I
पूरी
think
ईयर
we
के।
need to, we need to close the session now.
Okay, I have a question.
Chairperson, allow me, please. Allow me. Here. मेरा सवाल राम कांची जी से है। आपने कहा कि 8 मिलियन हिंदूज हैं और 95% उसमें SC ST है। मेरा सवाल आपसे है, हिंदुस्तान में SC ST पसंदा मुस्लिम्स को रिजर्वेशन दिया जाता है, उनको सोशली अपलिफ्ट किया जाता है। ऐसा क्या आपके पाकिस्तान में ऐसा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, ऐसी राइट्स हैं? और अगर नहीं हैं तो आपका ग्रुप इसके लिए लड़ाई कर रहा है, और नहीं कर रहा है तो आप इसके लिए मदद कहाँ मांगते हैं?
Thank you for your input, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think we have...
Okay, I have one thing.
No,
because I understand his fearfulness, because I don't blame him, because he is coming from such a country that he is not even in a position to tell the truth here because of the fearfulness of prosecution when he go back.
Thank you so
I am
much.
a victim. I
Thank you
came
so
out of
much.
the country when I was 7 years old, and I understand how the prosecution would be, because we have almost like 200,000 Hindus living in Bhutan. We cannot bring them in this conference because of the fearfulness that when they go back, they will be either
Absolutely.
imprisoned or not. So I understand his fearfulness. So we all know that there is prosecution in Pakistan.
Yes.
We know that.
Thank you so-
What Bharat is doing,
Thank you
because
so much.
in Nepal, it loses, like, Hindu
think
status.
we
In
need to-
Bhutan, there is prosecution. In Burma, there is prosecution. In Pakistan, there is prosecution. In its neighborhood, everywhere the Hindus are suffering, and Bharat is just countering China. And
Thank you so much.
What people
I
are
think
doing.
we need to close the session now. I want to put my remarks. One is that the red line is that Hindus are suffering tremendously. And it's not today, it's almost 80 years it's continue. Yes, in Pakistan, the Sindhi people are suffering extremely. The population of the minority decreases from 43% till 3.1%. So, where are the minorities in Pakistan? Blasphemy is extremely against Hindus. We are talking about disappearing of Hindu girls. Madam, is more than 10,000 per year, counted by the UN and by us and the European Union. Your daughter is living next door. You cannot touch your daughter because they say Sharia law. Daughter of 12 years old. So I believe there is, the facts is that the minorities in Pakistan, Christian, Hindus, Ahmadiyas, they're all suffering. But the biggest suffering is the Sindhi people, because they are the modern slave. They are the bonded labor. They will be slaves for generation. And it's all because they are Hindus, the minority. And I will tell you that, I want to recap that, yes, I visited the camps of Narad Adhikari 20 years ago. It was such a pain to see how they suffered and what is going on. So Bangladesh we are covering all the time, and yes, Bangladesh, we are fighting for recognition for genocide 1971 in the UN and the European Union. One thing is clear, we are the biggest victim in this world, but we don't get the recognition that we are suffering because we are too proud to say that we fail to protect our own people across the globe. Myanmar, I just mentioned, I did not know. My excuses for that. But definitely I'm going to work with you. And I would say, support the people who are here, Narad Adhikari, the people from the Sri Lankan, talk to them. They will explain how 3,000 women are waiting for their men that will never come back. And the Sri Lanka is also signed the UN treaty, Pakistan, India, all of them. It's our duty to take care of our Hindus across the world. And if we don't do that, I will see you next life again on earth. Then I will ask the same question to you.
Hello. Hi, my name is Govind Bhatija. I am a Hindu born in Afghanistan, in Kandahar. And
I think its time is over.
I'm not going to talk about Afghanistan right now because probably it will take me half hour to say Hindus, that how we suffered in Afghanistan. It's a totally different ballgame that nobody got involved as of now. But definitely, I remember going to Pakistan when I used to do business. I live in America. I used to do business. Hindus were very much, in some of the areas, were very scared to call themselves Hindu, or they changed their names from Ram to Rahim, from different names. I remember I was staying in a hotel, and they knew my name. My Govind was here. He said, "Can you help me?"
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Just one last remarks. In
Thank you very
Pakistan, minorities cannot vote. They don't have the voting rights. Remember that. So there is no democracy, but they are very good in bringing the message out that minorities are free. Get your facts and figures. We need to know everything, because we should know that these people will disappear. End of the time will disappear from Pakistan, because I hope they will get a safe house anywhere in the world, our Hindu families. Thank you so much. And thank you for attending this session.